So Maria is our instructor for this evening. She is going to be doing an introduction to Canva for everyone.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome. As Lisa mentioned, my name is Maria. I'm from Zone 34 and Lisa from Zone 33. And we welcome you to Choose Your Canva Adventure Beginner's Edition.
So do we need to do something with the white box in the middle? Or is that somebody's screen?
Maria is sharing her screen.
Yeah, I shared my screen one time because we could dive right in. So I will go through this. Don't worry, I'll go through everything. And Lisa would also put some links in the box that'll make it easier for everybody to access. Any other questions that nobody's clear on, or can I move on?
Are you going to record the other ones?
There's a white box in the middle of the screen.
So you're seeing welcome back.
Yes.
Right. So that is the Canva login. So what we're doing, this is for persons who actually we taking it that persons are new to Canva, but they're also persons who have used Canva before. So don't worry about this. I will go through this. So if you ever felt unsure about Canva, this is where you have to be by the end of the session. You'll be able to create a clean, professional Rotary graphic, use Canva templates effectively, and apply Rotary branding consistently. You'll also replace generic visuals with your real club images. So we have placed, Lisa would have placed the link in the box, www.canva.com in the chat. And it will come up like this, where if you haven't ever logged in or you're going to log in right now. And before we begin, please type yes or no in the chat if you have ever used Canva before. And it's completely fine if you haven't. We have all been there. Oh, great. We have a lot of yes. Well, and some no's. So that's fine. And thanks very much for the input. This would help us. So you will see a document also in the chat called Your Logos at a Glance. So I'm going to minimize the screen. I'm going to go to the document. It's actually a PDF document. And don't fear, because this document, you can use it during this presentation, or you can save it and use it afterwards. And some of you would be familiar if you would have already downloaded in the Brand Center. For the purposes of today, now this document would have gone as a quick reference for proper logo usage, approved colors and fonts. But for the purpose of today, because the zone would have already done a webinar on logos and so forth. But for today, we will be looking at the colors and the fonts. And you could follow along, as I said in the demo. Did somebody raise their hand? Okay. All right. And so why does this matter? Rotary is about people of action, but if we don't show that clearly, people don't see our impact. Potential members don't connect, and sponsors and donors don't understand our value. Good design is not about being artistic. It is about being clear, consistent, and credible. So let's jump right into Canva. As you would have seen, I would have had the box that would have, as you come into Canva, but I'm actually going to another browser where I am using a pro account. But for the purposes of today, we will use a template that can be that can be utilized by those with free accounts and those with pro accounts. So to dive right in, we will go to create. At the top left of the screen. Are you seeing create a design in Canva right now?
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. I'm fine now.
Okay. Right. Okay. So I will just go back for you because you were having issues earlier. So log in.
I got in, I think. Thank you.
Right. Anybody didn't get in, just let me know. You could just tell me. So everybody's okay?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Great. So we go back to create. I'm going to social media. Is that okay for everybody?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right. I'm going to Instagram,
Yes.
right? I'm going to, and here we will see Instagram posts, because this is something that you can also use on Facebook and WhatsApp. And for the purposes of today, we are creating a simple design. Next, we will go to templates. Templates is on the top left of the screen. Is that okay for everybody? Just let me know if
Yes.
it's not okay for anybody. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So we go to templates, and you will see here, describe your ideal design. Now, I mentioned before I was practicing earlier because of the timing, and I actually did search something called charity distribution. So I'm going to this charity distribution. And as mentioned, for the purposes of today, because we have persons here who do not operate with Canva Pro. Some of them have free accounts. And as a side note, before I get into this, Rotary Zones 33 and 34 offers free Canva Pro access for clubs. Did everybody know that?
No.
No.
No?
Nice.
Okay. So Lisa will post the link in the chat. And what you will do, there are some stipulations that you will have to follow, but you can apply as a club to access Canva Pro, which is usually 13 US a month, free for a year. So please do so for those who are very interested in this. And I'm glad that everybody's here. So
Just real fast, Maria, new applications don't open until April 1st.
okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for that. So just note that. So I'm going to use a free template. Now you would see here these templates with the crowns of a premium is either for Teams or Pro. So we're not going to use any of these templates because not everybody will have Canva Pro or Teams. So I'm scrolling down, just give me a few seconds so I can find the free template. So this is an actual free template because it doesn't have the crown, but I'm not using this for the purposes of today. So I'm just scrolling down to get the new free template. Put in the chat how many of you use the Canva Pro or have a free account. So that will be good when we going through to see how much of y'all in this room or out of the 62 are using an either free or pro account. So this was actually the design that I had used earlier. It is a free design because there was no if you look at it, there was no in the template, there was no crown on it. So as you scroll, what the best thing to do as a Rotary Club, you would look for a template that's clean, a simple structure, especially if you're now starting off, and with clear hierarchy. That means that the title, image, and supporting text are clean, and avoid anything that looks too busy, although you wouldn't get that in Canva, but if you're now starting, it may seem like that. So I am actually going back to the PDF that was placed in the chat earlier, called Logos at a Glance. Was everybody able to access that?
No.
No.
Was it placed? All right, we will place it in the chat. But you will see here that for the purposes of today's presentation, this
It's
is
in the
page
chat.
2 of it. Oh, it's in the chat. Okay, good.
In the
Thank
chat
you for that.
twice.
Twice, right. So everybody heard that. It's in the chat twice. So for the purposes of today's presentation, we are just looking at the fonts and the colors as mentioned before. Now, a lot of clubs, when they see this for the first time, they are shocked to note that Rotary is not just their color palette, their approved color palette within their brand guidelines. It's not only Rotary Gold and Rotary Royal Blue. There are actually 24 colors here. And how you can get this into Canva, and I'm doing it the simplest way, is that you just go to the hex. You will see that you have our different codes here. You go to the hex, you can copy this, right? You go back to your design. So what I want to do is I want to change this purple. So, and then I highlight the purple, and then you go into your color picker here. So this is not a Rotary color because I already actually program all the colors from this here, this 24 into here. And as I mentioned before, I actually copied the hex code, which I'm going to paste here, and you will see it comes up here. So you can actually start adding this into the color palette, but I wouldn't go through that today because we have it here already, and I don't want to confuse everybody. Is that clear for everybody? Do you want me to go over anything else? What from before?
I'm lost. I tell you, I joined a beginning one, and I don't even have. I got an account, but I've never used it because I couldn't figure it out, and I'm still lost.
So where
Yeah,
are you
how do you
putting
get the color into the template?
How did you copy it?
Okay, so you saw how I copied it just now. I went
No.
into this. Okay, I went into the hex code here.
What do you mean
If
by
you wanna-
hex?
Hex is a type of color that you use for let's say design and all of that. Like everybody knows what Pantone colors are because I don't
Yes.
want to go too in depth. Yes? You
Yes.
know what CMYK and RGB are?
If
Right.
it's too
Yes.
small, you can pinch
Right.
it out to make it bigger to see it.
Yes.
It's the
Okay.
pound
Well,
sign.
actually, I actually have it on a 25-inch screen, but on
But
full
how do you
screen.
copy it?
So I'm going to the hex code, which is
Yeah.
here. So you see hex here, 17458F. That's the
Yeah.
Rotary Royal Blue. Is everybody seeing that?
Yes.
Mhm.
Because if you're watching it on a mobile, you may not see it clearly, but is that okay? So I'm going to copy this. Just Control C or Command C if you have a Mac. And then you see the actual royal blue come up. So this is important because if you're doing a design, it's better when you use two things, the actual rotary color palette and the fonts. But for today, we're only using like two colors to make it easier. So let me go back to this. I will close this because I was just trying to show you how you could input the colors and then, so I'm going back to the color palette, which I had created for the colors. So I'm selecting this. This is what you call the color picker, or where you get your range of colors within the design. And then this is the color palette that I created from the hex, from this actual one. So for this particular, I'm going to change it to the Rotary Royal Blue. And is that okay for everybody?
No.
Yeah. Okay, good. So next, I will go back to the fonts, to your logos at a glance. And you would see the primary logos for Rotary International are Fruitager, Open Sans, Arial Narrow, and Arial Regular, whereas the secondary fonts are Sentinel and Georgia. But usually, just keep in mind that the maximum amount of fonts that you would use in a design is 2. So for a newsletter, you might decide to do 3, but try not to use too much fonts, especially too much fonts in one area. So I'll go back to the Instagram post that I'm doing here. So this particular Instagram post, you just need one font. And before I go and change the fonts, I'm actually going to delete this icon because what we are actually doing, we are customizing this template for our club. So I'm going to highlight this font here. And how you could see the name of this font, you will up to the top middle of the screen, you will see this particular menu bar. The name of the font here is called Briolage. Click on it. You will see the full name, Briolage Grotesque. Is that okay for everyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And you will see because I use this Canva account for my Rotary post for my club and the district. You will see the primary fonts here. So the main one is Fruitager. So I'm going to click Fruitager to change this Briolage Grotesque to Fruitager. And it will ask you will see here at the bottom, which is great, if to change all in the design. So I will change all one time. And sometimes you can actually look and see that not all, well, I'm seeing it, not all the fonts would have changed because Fruitager is a very clean font, whereas this one is a cursive font. So I'm going to change this also to Fruitager. So this particular font is Laura. Same thing that I did. Laura is here. I'm scrolling down. Right, and I'm changing it to Fruitisha. So it says to change all. Right, great. So I must give credit to the Rotary Club of Antigua for graciously allowing me to use their logo. I saw I think two of them coming in and a photo from one of their projects for this particular demo. They're a club within my district, that is District 7030 in the Caribbean. So next, what I'm going to do, I am going to change the text within this, because that's what we're doing right here. As I mentioned before, we are customizing it. So for their particular, it was a food distribution project that they did. So I'm going to change this headline to care and share, which is for the purposes of this presentation. I'm going to drag this down a little, just a little bit because we want to place the logo on top. And then I'm going to put in secondary text that will describe what their project is. So anybody, I'm hearing, anybody has any questions or anything like that before I go on?
I couldn't see where to change the fonts.
Oh, I could go over that again. This is, as I mentioned before, within the Rotary logos at a glance, the primary fonts for Rotary International is Fruitisha, Open Sans, and Arial. And we actually changed all of this to Arial. So I'm going to highlight, let's just say the headline on top here. Are you seeing this? Fruitisha
Yes.
here?
Yes.
So that's actually the name of the font. So Canva, you get a lot of fonts. And I'm going to highlight here as well. You will see it's Fruitisha. So all of this already changed to the fonts that we wanted to use. But I'm highlighting this again. I'm clicking this part here, and you will see the listing of the fonts on the side here.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yes, I see it now.
But note, you will get the recording from this, and this I can tell you from my own experience, it takes practice. You wouldn't get it in one, but if you get an idea of the basics, like always refer to the Rotary Brand Center and the logos at a glance, because that will keep everything uniform, so you don't have to guess what fonts to use, what color scheme to use. And as far as possible, try to use your people of action photos. So the next thing I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to change it to the Rotary Club of Antigua's website to customize it, clubantigua.org. And I'm just going to decrease the size of this text, because the text before would have been smaller, the one that was in the template, than the Fruitisha itself. Anybody has any questions before I move on?
So this Tom, I do have a question. I noticed the photo of the children. What are the cautions that Rotary has about using images and faces of people under the age of consent?
18? That's a great question. So actually in the brand center, there are guidelines that when you're using kids, you have to get permission. So in my district, we have a lot of interact clubs, that is school-based clubs. We have early act clubs, which are younger than interact clubs. So when we are doing photos of any of those kids, we have to get permission. Now, we actually took it one step further, and we're looking to implement this across the board, but some clubs already do it. My field is advertising, and usually when we're doing any kind of models, we have them sign a model release form. So so some clubs have that, where they call it a Rotary photo release form, where they get the school would actually, some schools actually take it upon themselves to get the permission on behalf of the children from the parents, and they will let the Rotary Club know. Or there are cases when you are dealing with kids directly, where you still have to get it directly from the parents. Now, there's a Rotary actually release form template on the zone website. I can maybe ask when the persons are finished with this. Hello?
I'll find it and put it in the chat box.
Okay,
Great.
well, I
Thanks
guess
very much, Lisa.
My question is, I see the image of these three kids that came up on the Canva
Template.
examples, and are
Yes.
those kids in your district that
Oh,
you
no,
have
no,
permission to
no. You
use, or
remember?
did Canva
No.
come up with some sort of pre-approved and allowable?
Canva has stock
Yeah.
photos that have already been cleared and have already been licensed, and you can use any of those photos.
So how
So
do
right
how
now,
do we
what I'm
prove that to Rotary just to make sure?
You don't
No,
have to
you
make
have to-
sure to Rotary. They're part of your Canva account.
Yeah. So just for the purposes of this presentation, remember I used a template, and part of this is to show you how to use your logo and change the photo to like a people of action type shot. So I'm not using this shot, but as Lisa said, the Canva would have had permission and all of that. And sometimes you have to use stock photos. So once it's in Canva, you're okay. But if it is something, as I mentioned, externally, you have to get permission. So is it okay if I move on to the logos, to add a logo?
Please.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So as this is a blue background, it is better we use a white logo. And remember, all logos that you use that are created in the brand center, and you should only create your logo in the brand center. You can get it in full color, azure blue, black, white, and white and gold. And you can download these in either PDF, JPEG, or PNG files. But the best format of a logo to use in Canva is a PNG file because it has a clear background. So let me upload. So I'm going to upload a logo from, as I mentioned, the Rotary Club of Antigua has graciously agreed to, for the purposes of this demonstration, to let us use their logo and a photo from one of their projects. So I'm going to upload the logo. So you go to the menu on the left. You go to upload files, and I'm going to import Rotary Club of Antigua white. So to place this logo, it would have uploaded. I'm not sure how much of you are seeing it because it's white on a white background. So it's actually white on a slightly gray background. So I'm just going to click here, and you will see it appear in the actual design. Because it appeared bigger, I'm going to just drag it to make it smaller. And the good thing about Canva and a lot of graphic design software is you notice when I actually move it around, it actually tells you where the center is and so forth. So you just have to remember to leave space on top and at the bottom. And don't stretch your logo, don't distort it. And remember, your logo is your identity. It is not a decoration. The next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to upload a photo from the Rotary Club of Antigua, one of their distributions for their project photos. Upload. So as I mentioned before, we go to the menu on the left into upload, and then we upload files. Now you would see here, you could upload video as well and audio. So, well, today we're doing images.
I don't see that.
Okay, hold on. So are you seeing this part here where you have like, you can upload images, video, or audio,
Yes.
right?
On
So
the-
what
I'm-
happens?
I'm seeing embedded design is what I have up right now.
Embedded design.
Okay. And uploads, is that what I should click on? Uploads?
Upload files, yes, yeah. So even if you have here as images and you go upload files and you select a video file, it will come as a video file. So that's nothing. So, but for today, I don't want to confuse that. We're going to just upload an image. So I'm going to upload a project photo from a club, people of action type scenario. So, are you okay, Bernadette?
Could people turn their audio off if they're not talking here?
Yeah. And I'm going to, so this is the photo I uploaded right here. I'm going to drag it across on top of this photo. So you see it automatically pastes was placed into the type of design because because of the design is a slightly slanted photo and so forth. And you can actually go and make adjustments. So I'm going to make a slight adjustment, which is something that you could do too. Very, very slight. So you just click on the photo, you go into edit, and you go to adjust, and you just auto adjust. That's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. And Canva automatically adjusts the brightness, the colors, and all that for you, which makes it easier. Do you want me to go over that again?
Yes.
Please.
Okay. Right. So as I mentioned, I dragged this photo here and it replaced the one with the kids. I clicked on this photo. I went into edit. And within edit, you will see all of these options. Some may differ if you are have a pro account and adjust, and I auto adjust. So I think this is going to finish just now. So it slightly brightened it because it was a good photo. So when you look at this design, you ask yourself, is it easy to read? Is there enough space? Now I could do some more tightening up, but for the purpose of today and the time, I would leave it like this. And if you want to remove one element and so forth, so you can also add anything like so I'm actually going to change this, which I forgot to do because this is the wrong color here. I'm going into text color and I'm going to change it to this color here from the Rotary color palette. The next you do is you look at your design and decide if there anything that could be improved. If you have to remove another element, if you have to decrease the size of any item here, maybe it might be that you want to increase this slightly. Right. And you can look at to export. So if it were up to me, I would probably just tighten it up a little bit, but I just wanted to show you exactly what to do. And this would be something that is easy for you, anything. So let me export. So click share on the top right. Go to, you'll see here, share design, only you can access. Go to download. I would do a PNG. And then I will download. So to wrap up today, you have learned to start with a template, apply Rotary branding using the guide, logos at a glance, use real photos from your club, and keep designs clean and effective. Your next step, create one post this week using your club's activity, not 10, just one, because consistency beats perfection every time. And as you start creating, share your Canva design with someone else or add a team member so you can collaborate and keep your club's branding consistent. Now, how to share a design. So you're going to share and you can actually type in an email address. So I'm going to share this with my club. So I'm going to type in my club's email address here, Rotary Club of St. Augustine. Right, and I'm going to say, click just share. So, and there are options that you could send. So if you're working as a lot, let's say about 3 of you all on one project and different persons might have to input images, for example, a brochure, or even something like this, you can set it to edit. So the person that this is shared with can edit it. You can also set it for, you're sending it just for comments. So you can set it to just for comment, or you can set it for somebody just to view. So so I'm going to send it this demo for so somebody to edit as well. And just click share. And that is it. And this is especially useful as mentioned. So multiple people can access designs, keep branding consistent, and continue to work even as leadership changes. So on behalf of Lisa and I, I thank you for being here this evening, and we welcome your questions. Thank you.